How's it going, lads? Marshall here, and welcome to another video on this channel. As you can see today, it's something I've been promising you for a while, and it's the start of a brand spanking new series, FUT Champions Challenge. That is exactly what this series is going to be. You guys are going to challenge me, and I'm going to challenge myself to use different teams in the FUT Champions. We're playing 10 games at a time, so 10 games every single episode. If you're kind of familiar with my channel, you've been around since the FUT Champions Elite, you will know the layout of that. This is a similar layout to that series, so you should enjoy it. And if you do, lads, smash a like in the video straight away. 1,000 likes yet again is your target. I know you can smash that for the start of a brand new series. It's going to be fun, it's going to be an exciting series, and it's exactly what I promised you. The past and present Newcastle United team will kick us off. Lads, if you do want any cheap MSP, PSN, even game codes, head on over to g2a.com, use that code M89. Every single thing that you will need is right there in the description below. So, the team in the background is the exact team that we're using today for 10 games anyways. And that's where I cut myself off abruptly, lads, because nobody wants to sit here for 7.5 minutes, which was the length of the intro. So I'm just going to post-com this bit. In net, Tim Krul. Last season, he was a Newcastle United player, but he was loaned out to AZ Alkmaar, which he got this man in the match card. Now he's on 7 as is the centre-back, Chancel Mbemba. I know what you're thinking, he's not a centre-back, he's a CDM. Why are you playing him at centre-back? As a centre-back, he's the best Newcastle United has to offer. At right-back, we have DeAndre Yedlin. Love him on this game. The centre-back Sol Campbell, he played 8 games and retired whilst at Newcastle United. He wasn't a great servant or anything like that, but he is part of the past of Newcastle United. James Milner, a cracking player for Newcastle. Didn't quite play left-back or in defence. He was more of a right mid, left mid kind of player, and he was great in those roles, even as a centre mid. Very, very good player is James Milner, absolute workhorse. In midfield, Ruud Gullit, and I know what you're thinking, he's the manager. Why have you included him? Because as a manager, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we have Lee Clark. He was a former player. He coached the reserves, he coached like the under-18s, stuff like that, but he isn't an actual manager. So Ruud Gullit and him kind of swap places. Well, they're not going to swap places, but they can swap places figuratively. Manager Gullit. So, check Toyota. Unfortunately, all you guys know the news by now. Unfortunately, he did pass away, so he's no longer with us, but he is with us in memory, because to Newcastle United fans, he offered so many memories, especially the one against Arsenal. We were like 4-0 down. He scored the equaliser with a left foot volley, his weak foot, from fully like 35, 40 yards out. It was a cracking strike, and that will live long in my memory, and he's a great footballer, or was a great footballer. And yeah, he was an all-action CDM, and he will be missed by a lot of the club and by his family, his friends, people that know of him. Honestly, it's a tragedy, it really is. So at Cam, we have Kluivert. He came to Newcastle United in his end of his career, basically. He came for 37 games after Barcelona, where he scored 120 in 255 games. A quality guy, a quality player, and yeah, he deserves a place in this team. Hatem Ben Arfa. I love this guy at Newcastle United. He was entertaining. He would dribble past player after player after player. The goals against Blackburn and Bolton especially. Fan-bloody-tastic. Dwight Gale, the new number 9, is our Ram, playing at Cam, but he will score in any position that he's in. Alan Shearer, the club legend, the Premier League legend. He's the Premier League all-time leading goal scorer, and Newcastle United scored 206 league goals in 404 games. Outstanding. The Blackburn where he started. Southampton, he was there as well. Well, Southampton's where he started. Then he went to Blackburn, then he went to Newcastle. Great servant, and he's great. Classic man, a classic banter king. A banter king, well, he does a bit of banter on Twitter every now and then, but this guy is my childhood icon, and he still is to this day. He's the guy I look up to. He's just a great player and a great guy in general. A Newcastle United legend. Onto the bench, we have John Joe Shelvey, Marici, both team this season. Jorginho Wijnaldum, who last season when we did get relegated, moved to Liverpool. He'll be a great player there. Mitrovic, where I've just selected off. Mitrovic is our other player. He's a hothead. He can kind of get flustered, he can get tempered, and he can lose his head in game. Andy Carroll, you all know his big money move to Liverpool. I think it was like 35 million. He's not worth half of that, lads. He's not even worth half of that. Torban, who is now at Marseille, a great player in this game, especially that team in the season card. His informs are a bit meh, but I like that card. Demba Ba, Colaccini, Steven Taylor, Ayosi Perez, Sami Amiobi, the Amiobis, Shola Amiobi and Sami Amiobi, kind of known around the club massively. The Macam Killer, or the Macam Slayer, was Shola Amiobi. Lascelles, the new club captain. So, that is the team in the background. Lads, let's get into the gameplay. Here we go with the games then, lads. And like I said earlier on, this is in the FUT Champions. This is 10 games. Now, it doesn't matter which 10 games it is. It could be the first 10, the last 10, the middle 10, or the other 10. Or it could be from like 23 to 33. It could be any 10 within the FUT Champions. This was the first 10 games. I've got to tell you, with this team, I was expecting nothing. Absolutely nothing, because up front, we didn't really have the pace. Shearer on this game, he isn't too nippy, let's just say that. He isn't very fast, but he does score goals. As Dwight Gale, who is very fast, he's on the wing for a reason. He runs the line, does very well, cuts it back to Shearer. How about this for a finish? Outside the area, right in the top corner in that game. I did get a rage quit right after that. So, we move on into game number 2. This is the type of team that you've seen in the FUT Champions a lot. Timo Werner at centre mid, which he changed formation in game, put him at striker, I do believe. But he does take the lead. Sol Campbell, what are you doing? You've just controlled it to Timo Werner, and he makes it 1-0 in the game before. A nice team move from El Shaarawy, playing it across the field to Timo Werner. Plays it out wide to Emre Can. Emre Can turns as I didn't expect that. It's a nice finish from Son. Tim Krul maybe could have done better. So already in game number 2, I'm staring defeat in the face, and I thought, this is it. This is a loss straight away, and we're going to go on a downward spiral. But Shearer brought on back in the 37th minute. Then in the very next attack, it's Patrick Kluivert. Through on goal, what's he going to do? Gets dispossessed, it comes to Shearer. Shearer's always going to score that. Like I said, he is a goal scorer in this game, and he will score if he's given the chance. And this time, in the second half, he was given another chance. Ben Arthur cutting it back. Alan Shearer charged by his own player, but he puts it in the bottom corner to make it 3-2. So from 2-0 down, we go 3-2 up, then Sol Campbell atones for his earlier error and makes it 4-2. And I got a rage quit at a very late stage in the game. My next opponent has a nice looking team. He's got one of the loan transfers in there as well. Salah at right wing, but it didn't really help him. Alan Shearer, once again, 19 minutes in, making it 1-0. I've got to say on this game, I love Alan Shearer, and this isn't my taste. Alan Shearer, him as being like an icon and all this. On the game, if you're shit, you're shit. If you're good, you're good. Alan Shearer is good. He will score goals. Yes, he lacks that pace, but what he doesn't have in pace, he makes up in finishing ability. After we went 1-0 up, we go 2-1 down. And again, I thought this was defeat. It's the 88th minute. We run through. Torban to Matt Ritchie on his weak foot. Tuck Bins. Easy as you like. Penalty shootouts. Alan Shearer steps up for the deciding pen and wins the game on a penalty shootout. So Richie kind of pushing us in extra time. Extra time was a stalemate. Nothing happened in extra time in the slightest. And Alan Shearer with the winning penalty. Next up, we have Young Min Son at striker. Every time I see him at striker, I kind of, I don't know the reaction inside me. I think, you know what, this guy's good. I'm going to get a loss here because Son on this game is too good. He's too good. He's very overpowered, and the 89 rather than 90, whichever one you get, especially the 90 or the 89, they are sensational. Every other version of Son, brilliant. I love every Son on this game. As Son gets the ball, he plays it out wide to Musa. On off the bench, I do believe. Musa does well, turns inside out. Young Min Son makes it 2-1. I mean, Jesus Christ, he was always going to score. But we do win another game and we move on into the next one. He's got Torban, who was on my bench, and he's already come off the bench to make impacts in games. This is like game 4 now as Lallana plays inside to Lacazette. He makes it 1-0 38 minutes in. I've got to say, before that 38 minutes, we were dominating the game. We were dominating. We had chance after chance after chance. We just couldn't score. Second half, different story. Kluivert makes it 1-1. And yeah, the next attack in this game, 49 minutes in, Torban on at half-time, wins the ball back, gives it to Kluivert. Gale playing now at striker. Alan Shearer has come off. It breaks in the area. Dwight Gale, 2-1. And we win the game by 2-1. We've won every single game so far. Next up, I don't know why he doesn't have Footies win a show. I'm not too sure why he doesn't have Footies win a Butland, but Gale takes advantage of that and slots it into the bottom corner. Butland on this game, like I said many times, lads, and why I don't do goalkeeper reviews. Every goalkeeper is the same. Bullen is no difference. He makes clangers, he makes worldy saves, but he makes a lot of clangers. He should be saving shots like that from Dwight Gill going across the goal and into the back of the net. Cross comes in, I miss the header. It comes to check Tiote, and Tiote gets an emotional goal. He gets the goal. It goes down as a Tiote goal. And I've got to say, Tiote's role in this squad is to hold on CDM. And yeah, Hullet's kind of got the freedom to go forward, but I've got the instructions to stay back and cut the passing lanes on both Hullet and Tiote. Tiote's been playing brilliant. He's been playing out of his skin. He's good on this game. He's good on this game. Like I said earlier on, if the shite, I tell you the shite. Tiote intercepts everything, and his tackling is sublime. Positionally, sensational. So Tiote is a very good player in this game, and he did get that emotional goal. That game there, we won 1-0. Patrick Kluivert with the goal. And like I'm saying, we're winning. We're winning every single game. I should use this team every single time in the FUT Champions as Kluivert runs the line. Nice pivot turn inside. Alan Shearer makes it 1-0. 15 minutes in the second half. Well, is it the second half? It's 47 minutes, so yeah, Shearer makes it 2. No, it's just before half time. This is 2-0 right now. It's 2-0. We're in the lead. In the lead. And Youngmin Son, that's inevitable. He does get the goal. We were 2-0 up in this game. This is the second half. Alexis Sanchez finds Ozil. Ozil and Azpilicueta. Come on, man. Azpilicueta on the half volley from there. Top ins. You're taking the pace. Tovan on off the bench. Dwight Gill back to Tovan. Gets the chance to score. 117th minute in extra time. Makes it 3-2. My next opponent, Kieran Bugby. He's got a cracking team. Ronaldo, Van Basten, Best. Whenever I see Best in a FUT Champions score, I think this guy's a pro. He's a top 100 registered player, which he was. He had been in the top 100, I think, only for a brief moment. But Ronaldo does Ronaldo things. I mean, that's a cracking strike. I mean, the ball was stopped dead still. He's turned it on a stick. I mean, he turned so damn fast. He put it in the top bins. We win the penalty. We score the penalty. It's 1-1. Game on. From the kickoff, the bloody kickoffs on this game, it riles me up. Eden Hazard puts it in the bottom corner and wins the game for him 2-1. So our record right now is 8-1. Can we finish 9-1 and get off to a cracking start in this series? Because I'm going to kind of compare and have a leaderboard of all the teams I do use and the best teams. Obviously, you guys will be able to keep note of. And this team is performing out of its skin. It's performing very, very well. We're 1-0 up in this game, and it was 2-0 when Kluivert ran through, put it in the bottom corner, and makes it 2-0. And late in the game, it was the 89th minute, my opponent decides to rage quit. So lads, let's get into the stats. So here we go then, lads, and this is the moment where we compare the stats. We look at the wins, we look at the losses, we look at everything really. The top goal scorer, the most assists, the most man of the matches. We're going to start with the current standings. 9 wins, 1 loss. Fantastic record in 10 games with the Newcastle past and present. It did very well, and it performed out of its skin. Yes, these were the first 10 games in the FUT Champions, which isn't always the best, but they performed bloody brilliantly. We got 3 rage quits in 10 games. Not too shabby. Goals scored 23, mostly coming from Alan Shearer. Goals conceded 10, and the goal difference was plus 13. So defensively it was sound, conceding on average 1 per game. Goals scored more than 2 per game. Did very, very well in that sense. Kluivert and Shearer coming up big time. Top goal scorer, Alan Shearer. Coming in at number 2 is Patrick Kluivert. And at number 3, Dwight Gill, which I was expecting, but I was expecting Ben Arthur to step up that little bit more. However, he did get some assists coming in at number 3 on the assist chart with Kluivert at number 2 and Dwight Gill at number 1. The most man of the matches, Ruud Hullet won that, Tiote got one as well, and Dwight Gill also got a man of the match. And like I said earlier on, I will have a leaderboard on this as well, comparing each team that we use in each challenge. This time, the Newcastle past and present will be number 1. So that's going to be it for this video, lads. I hope you have enjoyed this kind of alternate look at FUT Champions, testing different teams in the FUT Champions. And yeah, showing you the results and how we do. And I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised by the Newcastle past and present. And Tiote played a big part. So yeah, thoughts with everyone connected with Tiote. It was a shocking tragedy, and he performed well for the team. I'm not saying FIFA is the be-all and end-all, but he did very well for the team. He's a good player in this game. And it's just a shame that people price fakes people that's going through struggles. You look at Nuri recently, he was going through struggles, may never play football again. People start price fixing them on the game. Yes, there's supply and demand, but come on. it's taking the piss a little bit. So lads, that's going to be where I end the video. I hope you have enjoyed. Once again, smash the hell out with that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. And as always lads, I will catch you all next time.